The day he signed the divorce papers, he thought he was cutting ties with two people. He didn't know he was also cutting the last string holding his life together. He used to believe that walking away was the easier choice. Just sign the papers, pack the suitcase, close the door behind you. Simple, clean, silent. But nothing about that day was silent. The rain hammered the courthouse windows like a warning he refused to hear. His hands trembled as he held the divorce documents, cold, legal, final. Across the table sat the woman he once loved and the little girl who had never stopped calling him Dad, even though she wasn't his by blood. Her small fingers gripped her mother's sleeve. Her eyes, wide, confused, searched his face as if begging for an explanation he didn't have words for. He didn't look back. He just stood up, exhaled a long, tired breath, and walked away. But regret has a sound, a slow echo that grows louder with time. The first month after the divorce was quiet, too quiet. He tried to convince himself he was free from responsibilities, free from arguments, free from the life that had become too heavy for him. But every night in that empty apartment, he heard phantom laughter, the sound of little footsteps, the echo of a child's voice asking, "Dad, are you watching?" And then, nothing. He'd shake it off, open another bottle, scroll through his phone, pretend the silence didn't hurt, until one night his phone buzzed with a message he didn't expect. "She misses you," his ex-wife wrote. She cried herself to sleep again. He stared at the text like it was a message from another lifetime. His heart squeezed, but pride kept his fingers frozen. He didn't respond. Weeks turned into months. Life moved on around him, but he didn't. He kept replaying the things he should have said, the moments he took for granted, the family he treated as temporary. And then fate intervened. He ran into them at a grocery store. He saw the little girl first, standing in front of the cereal aisle, debating between chocolate puffs and Fruit Loops. That same messy ponytail, that same spark in her eyes. Except the spark was dimmer now. When she looked up and saw him, she froze. The box slipped from her hands. For a moment, neither of them breathed. Then, softly, with a trembling voice, she whispered his name the way she used to. "Dad?" His heart broke cleanly in two. Her mother appeared behind her, caught off guard. There was tension, yes, distance, but also something else, something unspoken. He cleared his throat. Hey," he said softly, "you've grown." She didn't smile. She didn't run to him. She just stood there, unsure, like he was a stranger wearing the face of someone she used to love, and that hurt more than anything. That night he couldn't sleep. The truth gnawed at him. He hadn't just walked away from a marriage. He'd abandoned a child who loved him as if he were her own father. The next morning he made a decision, one he should have made long before. He drove to their old house. But the moment he stepped onto the porch, he heard crying from inside. A child's cry, desperate, heartbreaking. His hand froze before he knocked. Inside, voices rose, sharp, frustrated. "Why won't you talk to me?" his ex-wife pleaded. "You were happy today. You saw him. Just talk to me." The girl's answer was small and broken. "He didn't come back for us." The words hit him like a punch to the chest. He stepped back. His vision blurred. Because she was right. Seeing her today didn't rewrite the past. It didn't erase the hurt. It didn't fix what he destroyed. But it did something else. It lit a fire inside him. The next day, he showed up again. This time, he knocked. The door opened slowly. His ex-wife stood there, guarded. "What do you want?" she asked. He swallowed hard. "For once," he said quietly, "I want to stop running." Silence stretched between them, thick, fragile. Then the little girl peeked from behind her mother. He knelt down, tears stinging his eyes. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I should never have left you, either of you." She stared at him, her lip trembling. Then, like a dam breaking, she threw her arms around his neck. He held her tight, burying his face in her shoulder, feeling every ounce of guilt and love collide inside him. Her mother watched, her eyes shining with a mixture of relief and pain. "We can't go back to what we were," she said eventually. "I know," he nodded. "But maybe we can build something better." And for the first time since the divorce, she didn't close the door on him. The days that followed were slow, careful, fragile. He worked to earn their trust again. He showed up, consistently. He listened. He apologized. He grew. Not as a husband trying to get his wife back, not as a man trying to fix everything, but as someone who realized that family isn't defined by blood. It's defined by who stays when it hurts. One evening, after months of rebuilding, they sat on the porch together. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in gold and violet. The little girl leaned against him, sleepy. His ex-wife looked at him softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "You left us once," she said. "Yes," he replied. "And I'll spend the rest of my life making sure I never do it again." Her eyes lingered on him. Not forgiveness, not yet, but hope. A beginning. And sometimes that's enough. They didn't remarry. They didn't rush anything. They simply learned how to exist again, without fear, without blame, without running. He became the father she always believed he could be. And slowly, carefully, he became the man his ex-wife could trust again. Not because he was perfect, but because he finally understood the truth. Family isn't something you walk away from. It's something you fight for, every single day. In the end, he didn't reclaim a marriage. He reclaimed the two hearts he never should have let go.